So there's a South African gospel musician who is causing a lot of stir on social media by the name of Bucy Radebe. And so Bucy is a gospel musician from South Africa. She blew up with this particular look. She has a song that's causing the stir called Mvelinqangi. So I already know the song. I went to listen to it here. I don't know if she released it last month or what, or if it is old, because I've heard other people singing. When I went on TikTok, there are people singing the song as far back as a year ago. So maybe she remade that song. Menirti recently did a compilation video of people who had issues with this video, with this particular song in particular, taking it that there is a drum that sounds very African root-like, and I don't think that should be the core root of the subject, because we're African people, the drum is kind of like our instrument, right? So I don't think that should be the first point of root, to say there's an African drum, being it that it's Africa. You're going to hear the drum, leather skinned, what is much easier accessible for many churches. But then there's, for me, the thing that stuck out of this whole thing was the lyrics of the song, right? Mvelinqangi, uNkulunkulu wokhokho bethu, siyalibiza igama lakho. And so my desire was, okay, maybe there's something else that separates just that. Maybe for Zulu people, they'll say, okay, but that's what we call God. But then the people in African spirituality say, Mvelinqangi, as that particular name stands, is not the God of the Bible, is the first ancestor, right? So there's that whole argument around that. And there's a lot of people who have made that particular claim on that. Yes, there is people who are also saying, no, but people who are singing the song are saying it genuinely meaning God. I hear you. At the end of the day, it comes to what one's conscience is comfortable. Personally, I'm not comfortable playing the song. I don't play a lot of songs anyways. So, you know, a day goes without me listening to a song. I'm not much of a music person. And so that doesn't say much about my ears. My ears are just a little bit tuned to something else. Some of the songs I listen to today are songs that I've listened to for the past 10 years. Me, the song itself, it's not a song that I'm going to be replaying, okay? Just for me. I'm not saying don't listen to it. I'm not going to come to your house, find you playing it, and then say, but no, start an argument. No. First off, the song, when there's that whole thing of Mvelinqangi, uNkulunkulu wokhokho bethu. So I don't know at that point if you mean ukhokho to us as Africans, because then there's a problem there, because ukhokho bethu didn't worship God necessarily. Most of the mandems were into African spirituality, so I wouldn't say that uNkulunkulu wokhokho bethu, thinking about it in that way, right? For me, it just wouldn't sit. So I can't sing that song because it doesn't resonate. uNkulunkulu wokhokho bethu being said by Israel, yes, because that's that root, right? The root of establishment of doctrine and separation out of many. The idea of, God making Abraham a separate, that whole thing. So if we mean it in that way, okay. But okhokho to me, no, I couldn't say that. I would be very uncomfortable if someone tried to convince me to like the song because they no, it's not. So by conscience, remember the conscience. By conscience, I can't. A person has a good voice, I'm more skeptical, because there's a lot of people that switch to gospel music for longevity, right? We've seen musicians who you can't pinpoint when did they start believing the gospel, but they switched Let me not say anybody's names. Being it that Bucy has a voice, for me, raises my thing. Why? Because, especially people who, when they are singing, they use that to those appeals. You see, once I hear that, of course, not by the tone that you are hearing. This is a talking voice. Once a person does a lot of play in their song, and Bucy does that, right? Not undermining a talent or anything. This is not about that. If you want to talk about talent, you're on a wrong show. Okay? For me, when a person does that in their song, it raises my ears way higher. Because for me, it's not about the niceness of the voice now. Because what you are singing is meant for my spirit, right? In gospel, we don't just sing songs for niceness. We sing songs that are worship for the spirit man. Spirit sings with that music. Okay? So I'm conscious of what is being sung at that moment. You understand? Bucy does not have the best collaborations. Bucy does not have the best collaborations for me. See, because first of all, I don't know what church Bucy goes to. Like her music play, it's like all over. So from the beginning, I found the first time I heard her, I think it was like 4 years ago. I was like, she's gospel. So, but I just didn't listen. First time I heard of her was with the song with Cleo. She had a song with Cleo. Cleo is IPC. Okay? Cleo is IPC. They had that song, Trina Impilo Yami, something like that. What I believe is very defined, to the point, to the dot. I don't leave room. If I don't understand something, I toss it to the side very quickly. So that was, for me, the red flag for me. Okay, this might be just that we are doing good collaborations, but I might not be listening to a Christian. I don't know. We don't have to. Not everybody must like your thing. So I heard that. I was like, okay, I just don't get that. But then there was another collaboration 2 years back she did with Vusinova. 2 years back, there was another collaboration, this particular collaboration that she did with Vusinova. So I'm like, okay, no. UKL has just... The collaborations are not collaborating. At this point, the collaborations are not collaborations because I don't understand Vusinova. See, Vusinova is this thing. One point is busy. Like, I'm not buddy with any of my friends like that. If I see men chilling like that, I don't understand. How does this posture of sitting come about? How does two Mandans end up sitting like this? I don't understand that. It brings confusion. Gospel music is taken from the Elion Kalion, which is the record of the victory of Messiah, the victory report of the cross. That's what you are singing. You are singing for that particular genre. So this doesn't make sense. So the collaborations is not collaborating. At that point, we have a problem. You understand? It's no big deal. So at this point, I'm still not on listening to Bucy Radebe. Then 2 weeks ago, along the same time when she releases this Mvelinqangi song, there is Bucy again with Vusinova again. On that video, you watch the video, Vusinova is wearing some very devilish ring with skulls on it. You can go on his Instagram, you'll see that very same ring he's wearing inside there. And he's painting his nails. You see, so now we have a problem now. Are singing gospel, the mandams are busy painting nails and wearing skull rings. it's not happening. I take what my spirit sings very seriously. It must align. It must make sense. Collaborations are not collaborating. I'm not going to be singing. My spirit man is not singing songs of people wearing rings like that and painting nails. At that point, again, this is the kind of pictures you see Fusinova with Somizi. There is no mandems. There is no dude mandems that are there chilling, comfortable like this with a dude who is gay. It's not happening. It's not happening. My spirit is not singing to that. Okay? Fine, no problem. A year ago, Bucy again with ZCC people there. You see, so it becomes too much now, because now the collaborations are collaborating too far. You know, there's a verse that actually speaks about this particular idea, this framing for worship and our perception of our spiritual walk. Daniel chapter number 11, you know, it speaks about, and his fortress will rise up, and desecrate the temple, the fortress, and says, and they will abolish the daily sacrifice, okay, period of the Antichrist, and set up abominations, the abomination of desolation, okay. And then he says, and with flattery he will corrupt those who violate the covenant. With flattery, you know, with flattery, compromise. And then the verse goes on and says, but the people who know their God will firmly resist him. The people, those that know their God, will resist. You know, and no compromise would be allowed. You see, so that's the thing, because you see, doctrine is very defined, it's very straightforward. You are singing this, it must show. So when the song comes up and you're saying unkulunkulu okokho bethu, and we've had all these collaborations that are not collaborating, I have a problem. Are we clear on which one we are talking about? Because we've been kind of like everywhere else, and it's not been defined. I still don't know. You see, it becomes problematic. Nothing against the talent. No. But if it speaks, it's something that my spirit man sings unto the Most High. I'm careful what it is. Lest I bring corruption. By corruption, I mean, lest I bring defiled worship before the throne. So that's what I think about that. See, all these collabos that Bucy has been having, for me, they don't make sense. The collaborations that Bucy has had, they don't make sense. They're not clicking. In gospel, it's not just everything. You can't sign up for this and want to have everything. It doesn't work. But yeah, tell me your thoughts down in the comment section. It's the Reality Show with the Daily Christian Commentary. For me, it's not everything here that goes. Because doctrinally, what I believe is defined. What I walk with, defined. So when you bring something that's it presents problems. But yeah, tell me where you stand pertaining that subject. I thought it was a very interesting one. There are people that are for it. There are people that are kind of like, hey, you know, we are not worshiping the first ancestor. They say that they're speaking about God. And so for me personally, the person who's singing the song, or for me, their record, you know, nothing against the talent. I know their record has been on shaky ground. It might be a musician, but not every musician is to the taste of how I worship God. Just to be very clear. Siriki, we're done.